Hello, in this video we are going to add the label and entry widgets onto our system of equations calculator, and while doing this we're going to talk a little bit more about the geometry manager that we use in this case, which is the grid layout. So this is what we have right now, and we're going to end up with these boxes and labels right here. Remember, as I look at this, what we have here is we have the code we're developing on the right hand side and the code that we've already written on the left hand side. So what we're going to add here, we're actually going to add this big chunk right here, which can look like a bit, but it's actually the same code over and over again as you add each element. So if I pull this up again, what we have is we have our canvas widget right above here, and that's what's holding our image. And then what we've done here is we've added this parameter called column span 6, so it spans across 6 columns. So what that means now is that we can add in our second row here, or row 1, because it goes 0, 1, we can add 6 widgets and they'll sit nicely underneath that and it'll look nice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by coming here and I'm going to make my first label, so I'm going to call it LA equals label. That label is going to sit in the root, and the text I'm going to put in there is A. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the label A dot grid, which means I'm going to add it to the main window, and I'm going to add it in row 1, column 0. There we go. So if I run this now, take a look at what we get. So it's hard to see, but there's our first label right here. And in fact, this label takes up 1/6 of the space that this canvas does, because that's going to allow me to put each one in there. So let's do both the label and the entry at the same time, and then we can just pretty much cut and paste them and modify them accordingly. So we're going to have our, down here we'll do our entries. So we're going to say entry A equals entry, and I'm going to add it to the root, and that's all we need there. And I'm going to give it a width of 10. And this allows me just to set the width of the actual entry box just to look how I want. And then I come down a bit and I say entry A dot grid, and I'm going to add that to the root. Pardon me, I'm not going to put the root. I'm going to say, I'm going to keep that in row 1, and I'm going to add it to column 1. And so now when I give this a run, what we see here is there's our label and there's our entry. And we're just going to have to do that for every case. So what I can do is I can take this, I can copy this, I can paste it twice, label B, label C, text B, text C, and then we're going to add them here. And we just have to think about the geometry layout. And if it helps, what I can do is I can actually run the one that's working right now. So let me just give this a run. There it is. It will help us visualize it. So we know the label A is in row 1, column 0. Label B is in row 1, column 2. Because watch, column 0, column 1, column 2. So we're going to say LB, row 1, 2, and LC is going to be row 1, column 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if all's gone to plan here, oh, pardon me, I have to actually pick this one to run. I give it a run. And you can see my labels are nicely set up here. And now we just have to do the same thing with the widgets. So again, oh, pardon me. So let's take our entry widgets, put a bunch of entries in there. So U, page 2 twice, entry widget B, entry widget C. Copy that. We're going to place them. And again, they're all going to be in row 1, but if we look at our kind of template here, we can see it's going to be row 1, column 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice that the index, the position started 0. So we're going to say column 1, column 3, and column 5. And if I've done this right, there you go. We now have our labels as well as our entry widgets, which we can type in accordingly. Now all we have to do is we just have to do it's pretty much the exact same code, but it's just going to be, everything's going to be one row down. So I'm going to take I'm just going to do I think someone called this spaghetti coding once, where you copy a chunk of code, paste it, and just make them run out changes. So this is going to be D, E, and F. Of course, change that to D, change that to E, change that to F. So now we've created the labels. And again, I hope you're noticing the pattern. You create your widget, and then once you've created your widget, you add it. So then we're going to say D, E, oh, pardon me, let's get rid of that. That's better. F, and again, it's going to be the same, but everything's going to go in row 2. So we've created our labels D, E, and F, and we've added them directly below A, B, and C. If we give that a run, there it is, D, E, and F. And now we just have to do the same thing for the entry widgets. So we'll just take these, copy them, paste them, D, E, F, and then we'll take this section. I really like leaving a little bit of white space in my programs. It really helps me kind of organize and group things. Oops. So we're going to take this part, we'll copy this, we'll paste that, right, so D, E, and F, and again, it's going to be the exact same columns, but the row is going to be in row 2, row 2, row 2. So if I've done this all right, and just because a little obsessive compulsive, let's make sure we have the same space in there. If I've done this right, there you go. So this canvas widget is in position 0, 0. This is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. And that is all there is to creating our labels and entry widgets. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and have a wonderful day.